Will Clark here, back again with Assistant Allen County Prosecutor Tony Miller. Tony is also an alumni of 1990. Tony has teamed up with the Interact organization to spread awareness on a few topics. This week we're going to discuss some safety on cyberbullying. Now, can you tell us a little bit about cyberbullying?
Yes, cyberbullying is essentially exactly what it sounds like. It's bullying over the internet, and that can take on a number of different forms. It can take on a form where there's bullying over Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, which is a little bit harder because it's picture oriented.
Yeah.
But all those social media forms have been used to cyberbully. The other format that we see a lot is just texting.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of include that all in cyberbullying. And it's funny because it's not funny, but it's odd in a funny way. This has come about because in my day, back, you mentioned that I was alumni of 1990. Back in my day, we didn't have any of these things. Back then, the victim of bullying could get away from bullying. Home was a safe place for the person that's a victim of bullying. Today, that's not the case. What we see today is even when they're at home, they get bullied because they can receive text. They go on Facebook and they see all these really horrendous messages or pictures of the person. So you can't get away from it. And it's unfortunate. And because of that, it's really taken on a life of its own, and it's incredibly burdensome, troubling, damaging to the victim. Because again, there's no real safe place. It's important to note that some of these things can lead to criminal prosecution. You can have harassment charges, you can have intimidation charges under certain circumstances. You can have different types of charges that come down the pipe. Many of them misdemeanors, but nonetheless criminal charges. But I think the real important message is this: no one has the right to take away the smile of somebody else. And that's sort of how I capture it. No one has the right to take away the well-being of somebody else. And what we see today is that kids simply can't get away from the bullying. What's that lead to? It leads to consequences, legal, social, and sometimes it leads to the victim taking action, as we've seen a lot of school shootings resulting ostensibly from bullying. Okay, so again, the message when I give these messages about cyberbullying is really about the social damage they can do. And I just ask people to think before they engage in that kind of activity.
All right, awesome. Thanks again for coming in.
You bet. Thanks.